Hi, welcome to Lily Sports Beat. I'm Lily, and today I'm talking to Joe Norton, the head women's wrestling coach at Northwestern College here in Naperville, Illinois. Hi Joe, thanks for answering my quick questions with me.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
When did you start coaching?
I started coaching in 2010. I graduated here as an undergrad. My degree was in English, but I minored in coaching, so I thought I might want to do that. And then my coach asked me if I wanted to be the graduate assistant. So you get your graduate degree. So I got my master's degree in sports leadership while I was coaching as an assistant. So that was the 2010-11 season. So seems like yesterday, but it's quite a while ago. Yeah.
That's awesome. Why did you decide to focus on coaching professionally?
Well, I think because he asked me if I had any interest in being an assistant coach. And once I started doing it, I realized it was a lot of fun. I basically never left college. I never left college wrestling. I still got to be a part of the team and wrestle every day and kind of have my hands in recruiting in terms of determining who is going to be on the team, which is fun. And then you get paid a little bit for it. And obviously the longer you do it and the higher up you move, becoming the top assistant coach or becoming the head coach, you get paid a little bit more. And I spent 1 year doing like mortgages in the business world, and it was so boring. And all I thought about every day was like when my work day was going to be over so I could go to wrestling practice. So when you're a coach, you just get to do wrestling all day. So for me, it was a no-brainer once I had the opportunity to do it.
That's really cool. What's the best piece of advice you ever received from a coach?
Man, the best piece of advice I ever received from a coach was a guy named Eric Juergens that was at Augustana College when I was a young assistant coach. And when I got my first head coaching job, my team was not very good. And when he took over at Augustana, the team was not very good. And he had developed him into being a pretty good team. He wrestled for Dan Gable at Iowa and was a national champ. So he's got a great coaching, resume. And what he told me was, don't bring it home with you. Meaning like the days can be tough. Like, losing can be tough. Coaching a team full of college kids that don't always make the decisions you want them to make can be tough. So don't bring it home with you. Like, be able to go home and have a home life too. And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily great at that, but I think reminding myself of that as much as I do probably helps.
That's awesome. What advice do you have for young people who want to pursue coaching?
Man, advice I have for young people who want to pursue coaching. Just study the sport. When I was young, I had all these hobbies, things that I wanted to do that I look back on it now and wish that I had just studied wrestling as much as I do now. Back then, I think of how much better of a coach I could be for my athletes, right? Because of how much more I could know. Not that we don't want you to do other things and have other hobbies, but if you want to be great at something, do that thing as much as you can. Study great coaches, right? People like Gino Auriemma at UConn, the women's coach that's won 11 national titles. I studied Al Carius, who was our cross-country coach here that won, 31 national titles. So find people that are good at the thing that you want to do. So in our world, it's coaching, and study the things that they do that make them good at it, and try and copy those things.
That's a really good advice. And what one word that best describes you? Well,
one word best describes me? I think technically it's 2 words, but I would say fired up. I'm always fired up. We drink a lot of caffeine in the coach's office, whether it's coffee or Mountain Dew. A lot of sugar because there's a lot of candy in there. So we're always fired up. We're always positive. Trying to rub off on the athletes and get them to be fired up about being here. If you show up every day and you're happy and fired up to be there, whatever you're doing, you'll probably get better at it. But if you show up and you're not happy to be there, you probably won't get better at it. So I want them to be fired up because I want them to get better. So I try and walk in the door from my office to the practice room every day, like fired up and excited and ready to go.
That's really great. Thank you so much, Coach. This was awesome.
Yeah, of course, for sure. I'm glad I got to do it.